I think if you look at what Trump's doing, it does seem to me like he is trying to end those wars. He promised, he didn't succeed in doing this, but he promised, I think in the debate with Kamala, or maybe it was with Biden in the presidential debate, that he would end Ukraine before it gets started. He told Hamas, if you don't end this, there'll be all hell to pay. He's clearly trying to end it. And if you look at Signalgate, whether that was a deliberate leak or not, it's clear that there is a deep reluctance from this current administration to get into those things. So you'd have to persuade me that he's actually keen to get involved in all these other wars, because the evidence I see is he really wants to step back. And what the message we're getting in Europe is time for you guys to fend for yourselves and to buck up your spending, because we're not going to back you. So from my point of view, it seems like Trump is in fact trying to withdraw America from those conflicts.
Yeah, that's a big plus, and I agree with you on that. And that was a big reason why a lot of people supported Trump, was because he was going to end the Ukraine war. He was going to let Europe defend themselves. And when J.D. Vance went over and gave that speech to the Munich Security Council conference and said, we got to end the Ukraine war. You got to restore free speech, and this, you're being very illiberal. That was fantastic. And then, what Signal revealed, and what the interesting is, the Democrats won't ever criticize Trump about. They'll criticize him about the Signal thing, but they won't criticize him that he's actually bombing Yemen, and that they targeted an apartment complex full of innocent civilians, and that's a war crime, and they did it. In 2019, Tulsi Gabbard said that Donald Trump, when he was bombing Yemen then, was creating the world's biggest humanitarian disaster by targeting the poorest people in the world, which they are, and that it was a war crime, and that it's unconstitutional. And then all of a sudden she gets the job and she flips, and now she's all for slaughtering people in Yemen, and they're not doing it at the behest of Europe, like you're correct. They're not doing it at the behest. They're doing it at the behest of Israel, which is what every goddamn war has been about in my lifetime. Iraq twice was about Libya, Syria, Somalia, Yemen. This is all about Israel, and now they want to go into Iran. So they're using Yemen as a way to get into a war with Iran, and it's all because of Israel.
I'm not sure I'm with you on that, but let's just hone into the Houthis, because as far as I can tell from, and again, this is really revealed to me by Signalgate, is that they are deliberately trying to get rid of the problem that is the Houthis holding up all of the...
It's not our problem. That's Israel's problem. That's Europe's problem.
Yeah, it's
That's
Europe's
not our
problem. Yeah, it's Europe's problem. But even J.D. Vance acknowledges that it's, 5% of that actually ends up in America. So it's not really...
I think it's 3%.
Right. But so he's acknowledging that. But
so it's not our problem.
But it's...
It's Israel's problem. It's Europe's problem. So why are we doing it?